Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Fox90 here, and today we are talking about the United States Constitution. Specifically, let me find it. Hold on. Give me a second. There we are. I think I'm pointing at the Third Amendment. I mean the Second Amendment. Am I pointing? Yes, I'm on the Second Amendment. Yeah, we're talking about that one. So, I got an idea. It just kind of clicked. Something that a lot of people don't really talk about. But before I get into that, let me read it. Alright? Pay attention to the wording here. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, obviously, the main contester to this are guns. Pew pew. One of the best things America is known for. Something that almost everyone need, like pretty much everyone needs, unless they're like mentally ill, which is actually very common now. But besides that, there's a certain part to keep and bear arms. To keep and bear arms. It does not say firearms. It says arms. Obviously, that encompasses guns. However, it could also encompass swords, nunchucks, axes, even spears. You could own your own spear. None of the government's damn business, assuming they actually follow the Constitution, which a lot of people don't want them to follow the Constitution because they're retarded and they don't know human history. They don't know because they listen to what their TV tells them. It's too common nowadays. My eye's itching a bit. Yeah, keep and bear arms. Whether it be firearms or whether it be a katana. Hold up, you could just... Let me go this. If you really wanted to, you could go... And obviously the economy is not exactly great. Hasn't been great in the last 6 years or so. Oh wait, no, I think it's 5 years. You could... if you're like Elon Musk, you could go out and buy a bunch of steel plates. You could hire a dude to go make some good old-fashioned 19th century... Actually, no. Medieval age armor. You could get some steel-plated armor. And then you could get yourself, a sword. None of it's the government's business. Constitutionally speaking, none of the government's business. Right? In court, they go you're not allowed to have that armor. It is for my protection, sir. Oh, shit. Okay, you're not allowed to have that sword. Second Amendment. It'd actually be awesome. Makes me want to go do it. Because I'm dead broke. So, I can't. But one day I'm getting myself a full set of armor with a sword and a shield. And I'm going to go live out my Skyrim, dreams. Go out there, I don't know, get a piece of paper, draw Alduin on it, just slice it in half. Kill an Alduin in real life! Or, nah, that already is kind of dark. Anyways, actually Alduin's dark, so it kind of makes sense, but... Anyways, third video today, I should probably calm down now. I've had 5 ideas go through of what this should be, but then I thought, Second Amendment swords and katanas... hang on, let me turn this down, because last, in the testing, this was a little, loud and hurt my ears, and they're still ringing a little bit, but that's fine. You can get your katana, you can just walk into a room and just go, Hachi! Like from China. Alright, now let me get this back up. Beautiful. Anyways, have a good day. Remember your Second Amendment rights. By the way, let me read the first 10 amendments just so you know your rights that the Founding Fathers wanted for you. I should probably do that. So, First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Basically, they cannot make a law saying, well, if you don't worship Allah, I guess you have to go to prison. They cannot say, sorry, you cannot practice Christianity in this state. They cannot do that. They absolutely cannot do that. It is a free country. Alright? Next part of it. Wait, where is it? Oh. Or abridging the freedom of speech. The government cannot control what you say. Yeah, hear that? Cancel culture? Yeah, government can't do that. Stop trying to get them to do that. Bunch of faggots over in office? Yeah, you can't really do that. I said you can't do that like 3 times. And I'll let the F word slip again. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure YouTube won't take this down within 2 minutes. Yeah, no, can't do that. And all those people trying to push forward or government fact checking, yeah, no, ghosts. Actually, wait, no, they'd enjoy that. What would they not enjoy? Oh, hard labor. Go out there and freaking build a fence or something. Yeah, hang on, that's more fitting punishment for people trying to push that crap. Go out and build a fence, you dirty liberal. Anyways, cannot do that. Or of the press, so we cannot be restricting what the press can and cannot say. However, they cannot, if they lie, that's a very good way to get them into a lawsuit. You know, that goes into private rights instead of governmental. Government can't do shit, but individuals, if they are lied about and they can prove they were lied about, then go fucking crazy on them. Or of the right of the people to peacefully to assemble. Basically, protesters. Government can't really stop that unless they're being violent idiots like they so often are. And to petition the government for redress of grievances. Basically, like saying a petition. You already know what that is. Petition. Whenever you don't like something, you just go send it in. Government can't really just go like, I don't need that. Maybe just go to the island. They can't really do that. So they have to like, crap, hang on, let me read this. Wait, what? They know? Alright. Amendment 2, with the one this whole video is originally meant for, but I'm diverging to this. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Very obvious there. Amendment 3. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. So yeah, you can't exactly, the government can't force soldiers into your house. Amendment 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Yeah, I don't know, my brain just kind of went dead. So let's finish the rest of this. I'm sure you're smart enough to figure the rest out, because my brain's just shut down now. So let's finish this. Amendment 5. You know, whenever they say, I plead the 5th, this is what they're talking about. So pay close attention. Whenever you say, I plead the 5th, this is what you're talking about. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, unless on the presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces, or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Which, by the way, that directly, like, communism directly, like, goes against that. So that's another reason why you should hate communism. Amendment 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Amendment 7. In suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Which, by the way, I think we should make an exemption for pedophiles. I think we should. That last little bit, cruel and unusual punishment. I think. Well, this is talking about rights for people. I don't think pedophiles go in that category. Amendment 9. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Amendment 10. The last in the Bill of Rights, if I remember correctly. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. And that's it. That is the original Bill of Rights. If you've never actually taken the time to read it, I read it fairly often. However, like I said, my mind does sort of shut down sometimes, unless like a certain part speaks out to me a little bit more than the rest. Anyways, have a good day. Constitutionally, you can own swords and you can go out with a sword. You know, I mean, it's weird. You could just carry a 1911 or something, but I think having a gladius would actually be pretty cool, if you ask me.